It's no secret that this year, there's a big debate going on,
What happened? I blacked out.
with plenty of YouTubers right now covering all the latest and trending topics when it comes to crypto versus stonks. So let's add to the drama. Be sure to hit the like button on this video, and we know your time is valuable, so watch this video faster. Let's go. Nathan here, welcome to the YouTube channel, and in this video, we're going to go through the age-old question or this year-old question of crypto versus stonks and which one to invest in as a beginner. So if you've been alive this year, you would have heard all the fuss with every single man and his dog writing articles about which one's the latest trend, which stocks should you be buying, which crypto should you be buying. And really, let's strip it back and we'll go back down to the basics. What are they? So we'll start with stocks. And stocks is basically a security that represents a fraction of ownership within a company, and more commonly known as owning shares. Now, this doesn't mean that by buying shares in Apple, you'll get to sit next to Tim Cook at the next board meeting. But what it does mean is that by buying those shares, you're essentially representing and believing in the future of the company, and you have ownership or partial ownership into their earnings and their future profits.
I'm really rich, I'll show you that.
Think of it as an investment into the company you believe in, and a way to actually increase your wealth through two ways: increase in capital gains, which is actually the increase in the share price, and dividend growth. Now, historically, the stock market has actually returned a healthy 10% growth year on year averaged. So if you invested $1,000 or 30 years ago, at this point, you would actually have $8,000. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the benefits and the risks of investing in the stock market. So starting off with the benefits, you're growing with the economy, you're actually staying ahead of inflation, which is roughly around 2% each year. Historically, it's been shown that on a long term of over 30 years, you're looking at a long-term gain. And now if we actually look at the risks, the very first one is that you could actually lose all your money if the company goes bust. It requires a lot of time of research. And lastly, you actually have to be right twice when you invest into the stock market: when you buy in and when to sell. Now, there's plenty of ways of actually investing in the stock market, and whether you want to be a value investor, a dividend investor, or a growth investor, all of that can actually be searched on YouTube or Google, so do your research there. Now on to cryptocurrency. Ooh. Cryptocurrency, in essence, is digital money backed by blockchain technology, which is actually a network distributed around a large number of computers, which actually allows it to exist outside of any single entity of control or government control. You would know Bitcoin and Ethereum being the more popular coins, but did you know there's actually more than 7,000 coins in existence, with plenty of new coins being created every single day? Initially starting out as just a form of payment, cryptocurrency now is actually breaching into a lot of different sectors that we know of and becoming a bit of a market disruptor in all of those sectors. So now if we look at the benefits and risks of crypto, you actually see some similarities and some differences. So we'll get to that. So let's take a look at the benefits. The very first one is it's inflation resistant. Number two is that it's actually starting to receive market and wide acceptance as a form of currency and in terms of every other sector. Number three is that it's highly liquid, and you could essentially buy and sell your crypto and receive it or actually input it in a number of minutes. And lastly, you can actually trade it 24/7, 365 days per year. There's no markets opening or closing, and it just keeps going. Now, taking a look at the risks, because it is still quite new and has only been around for about 10 years, there is still a lot of price volatility. There's actually a lot of market manipulation by a lot of the big whales and a lot of the big corporations manipulating that price to get better entries and better sell-off. Third actually comes down to the security and who actually owns the rights to it. And lastly, there is still a lack of regulation, which can be seen as a pro and a con, depending on how you look at it. So now taking a look at both the benefits and the risks of stocks and crypto, it really comes down to the fact that they both do have a lot of similarities and differences. But the main three that I can see comes down to the form that they hold, the volatility, and how it can actually be traded. So when you buy cryptocurrency, you're actually owning some form of digital currency, and someday it might actually be easy to use it as well as some other currencies that we currently use. But today it's primarily known more so as a store of value, and also seeing it in terms of the future growth of that coin itself. Now, by comparison, stocks can't be used as digital currency or any currency as a matter of fact, but more so seen as ownership in the company itself. Another difference comes down to the volatility. Both crypto and stocks can go up and down in value, and you can see that on a minute-to-minute basis. That just goes to show how much fear can really go into the market when you're seeing it every single minute of every single day. But crypto's actually gained a bit of a reputation for a lot of drastic and really quick rises and falls, whereas stocks on the other hand actually have to publicly announce what they're doing and regularly share any types of news and quarterly updates that they're doing, share all of their revenues, all of their profits, and the stock market actually does go in relation to how people perceive that company at the time of the news that they provide. Lastly, the crypto markets run 24/7, 365 days per year. You'll see the price of cryptocurrency change even at midnight on New Year's Eve, whereas the stock market actually takes weekends off, takes designated holidays off, and really just runs from Monday to Friday, similar to a working week. So the truth is, after looking at both stocks and crypto, my idea and my belief in terms of which one will be the better asset class is neither of them. Mind blown. Now hold up before you get into a hissy fit and let me explain why. I really don't think you should consider any other asset as 100 times or 100% better than any other, and naturally you should be well diversified into a multiple range of assets in both crypto and shares depending on where your convictions lie. So there you have it. You should actually be diversified into multiple asset classes. So technically you should hold crypto and stocks, but your percentage split on your actual portfolio allocation really depends on your risk tolerance and whether you have diamond hands. Some people don't really like the volatility when it comes to crypto, but at the same time still hold 5 to 10% into their portfolio because they love those juicy gains. Others like to go hard and take a 50-50 split on their portfolio because they can really take a beating when the market goes into a correction or into a bear market. So I'd like to leave you with a question that may help you understand how to balance your portfolio allocation out. What would you do if your portfolio suddenly crashed 20% in one single week? What about 50% in a matter of days? What about 90% in a single day? Would you buy more? Would you just hold? Or would you decide to sell? Now I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you could just triple tap that like button on the video just so that YouTube knows that you actually enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel where I post weekly and hit that notification button on the side to know exactly when that is. And hey, if you haven't actually done so and you want to invest in cryptocurrency as a beginner, be sure to check out my video on CoinSpot and how to invest in crypto in under 10 minutes, where you can actually get $10 worth of free Bitcoin. So until next time folks, I'll see you then.